What's up, Sen Squad? Welcome back to another Brawl Stars video, and today we are going to be talking about the new version of Colette. She just got a major rework with a lot of different balance changes happening to a bunch of different aspects of her kits, so we're going to look at just how much she's improved, specifically what interactions are changing, what are the most important things to know about this new Colette when compared to her original stats. So, when she originally came out, what her main attack did was just 35% of her target's current health, and now it's going to be buffed to 37% of her target's current health, and there was a minimum amount of damage that you could do. So originally, if your opponent was at 756 health or less, 35% of that was 280 damage, and anything below that you would still be doing 280 damage at max level. But now they've also ramped up the minimum amount of damage significantly. Now it's going to be all the way up at 700 damage. So now if anyone is at 1891 health or less, you're still going to be doing 700 damage no matter what. So that's already just a huge change, and it's going to make her attacks feel a lot more useful overall, because 280 damage is really nothing, and so if you're wasting your ammo on 280 damage, you're not going to be winning very many games. So the fact that this still gives you at least more of a chance to kill people when they are low on health as Colette is going to make her significantly better. But that is not all. There is a lot more to talk about. So her gadget used to make her next attack do 40% of your own current health, but they said that this was really hard to keep track of, which I kind of agree with, so now they made it 37%, just like your main attack, but of your target's max health instead of their current health. So this is going to be a different number. So essentially, this is like the first shot that you get off on your opponent is going to be the same amount of damage that you do if you use your gadget and then attack. So against a lot of brawlers, the gadget is going to be doing more damage. Since Colette has pretty low health, 40% of her current health is almost always going to be below 37% of your target's max health, since that never changes. So this new gadget is just going to be more consistent, and overall it's going to make Colette more playable and more successful at a consistent rate. Now her super actually hasn't really been changed at all. It used to deal 20% of her target's max health every time you hit them, which can be up to twice, and that hasn't changed. It still does that 20%. But if you are hitting any special targets, these are things like the Ike turret or a heist safe or boxes in Showdown, you're now going to be doing more damage than before. So you used to be doing 1400 damage to all those special targets, and now you're going to be doing 2800 damage. So it's completely doubled, which is kind of huge, because since you're going to be hitting it twice with your super, that's 5600 damage you can output just like that. So that's pretty solid damage just to be coming from this super, and that's once again just going to make her feel a lot less useless against certain things. And now they have included with those special targets now brawlers, pets, and turrets, and all these other spawnables. So Mr. P's porters, Nita's bear, Jesse's turret, all these things are now also special targets. So instead of dealing percentage-based damage, she's just going to deal that fixed amount of damage, which is 1400. That hasn't changed, but for her super, it is going to be doubled from before. So 2800 damage every time you use your super. That's enough to kill basically anything. With one super, you can take out a porter, you can take out the home base for the porters, you can take out Jesse's turret, you can take out Nita's bear. Everything just dies immediately to Colette's super now. So that makes it very, very strong. You can just instantly wipe out a threat from the field just like that. And now that's gonna wrap it up for the changes in the stats. So now I want to talk about specifically which interactions these changes are going to affect. So that 2% increase for the main attack damage may not seem like much, and it's kind of like arbitrary too. A lot of times in games, there's all these multiples of 5 and 10, 35%, 40%, 20%. They're all nice numbers, but 37% seems kind of weird. And I'll talk about at the end of the video exactly why they were able to pick it, but even that small increase has a significant impact on how good Colette is going to be. So here's a chart that shows how many shots it took to completely take out a brawler before she got all these changes. So the really high health brawlers took 9 shots to kill, and then there are all these HP ranges that if a brawler is in them, then it's going to take 1 less shot to kill. But now I updated this chart for after the buffs, and you can already see the changes. It only goes up to a max of 7 shots to kill any brawler in the game. So 2 less shots at that high level and much fewer shots across the board. But specifically, I want to see how many shots less it would take after all these buffs to take out a brawler at any given health. So in a sense, I sort of subtracted these graphs. So basically, I broke it down into many more smaller ranges, and then I subtracted the number of shots it would take to kill a brawler in that HP range after her buffs from the number of shots it would take to kill them before the buffs. And so after doing that, I got this chart. So this, I think, really makes it clear just how much of an improvement she's getting. For almost every single range, she's going to be taking either 2 or 3 fewer shots to completely wipe them out. And 2 or 3 shots is almost a full load of ammo. So that's several seconds you're saving every time you're killing a brawler because you don't have to reload that ammo and use it again. So hopefully you can realize how significant these improvements are. But now I want to get to the absolutely most important thing that's changing with Colette, and that is the combination of using your main attack and your super to kill brawlers. Like I said before, 37% seems kind of random, but if you look at the math, it actually works out extremely nicely. If you take 37% of any number and then you take 37% of that, it's going to be almost exactly 40%. And since your super deals 20% of your target's max health, that means 2 hits from the super is going to completely finish them off, and it's going to be almost exact. So before, you had to use all 3 of your attacks, hit them all, and then hit your super twice on top of that to fully kill any brawler. So if you don't have full ammo, or if you miss one of your shots, you still have the potential to completely wipe out any single brawler with your super and your attacks. Now you do have to make sure that you hit your super and that you hit it twice, so using the first star power here is going to be extremely helpful just to ensure that you can get the max possible damage off. But if you get close enough to them, then you can honestly just auto aim your super and you move so fast that it will pretty much guaranteed hit them. So now Colette has the ability to just melt through a ton of brawlers fairly consistently. A lot of these changes essentially just made Colette more consistent overall, and there's a lot less situations in which you're gonna feel utterly useless when using any one of her attacks. So she is going to be significantly more powerful, and now if you have the ability to buy the Brawl Pass, I honestly would recommend buying it because I think she is going to be really solid for the time being. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. Make sure to join the Send Squad by subscribing, turning on notifications, and going to your settings, enabling notifications there as well. But that's all for today, guys, so see you later.